Welcome to a fascinating journey through the meanders of the human mind. In today's video, the first episode, we will explore 10 intriguing psychological tricks that reveal the hidden secrets behind our daily actions. From techniques to read others' subconscious to strategies for managing stress and improving interpersonal relationships, this video is a treasure trove of knowledge that will help you better understand yourself and others. Get ready to discover the mysteries of human psychology with practical examples and useful tips for everyday life. 1. Anchoring effect. The anchoring effect is a psychological phenomenon that affects how we perceive the value of something. When we know the original price of a product, we tend to base our value judgment on that number, even if it's unrealistic. This trick is often used in stores to make us perceive an offer as unmissable. For example, a shirt discounted from €800 to €250 seems like an incredible deal, regardless of its true value. This principle shows us how our perception of value can be easily manipulated. 2. Malleable memories. Our memories are not as immutable as we might think. Each time we recall an event, our brain reconstructs it, influenced by new experiences and forgetfulness. For instance, we might erroneously remember someone's presence at a past event simply because they are usually present on similar occasions. Understanding malleable memories helps us realize that our memory is not a fixed archive, but rather a dynamic and evolving process, influenced by context and subsequent experiences. 3. Paradox of choice. The paradox of choice teaches us that having too many options can actually make it harder to be satisfied with our choice. This phenomenon occurs because, faced with a wide range of possibilities, the likelihood of regret or second thoughts about what we haven't chosen increases. For example, after purchasing a product, we might think that an unchosen alternative would have been better. This leads us to reflect on the importance of knowing how to evaluate and limit our options to make more satisfying decisions. 4. Pratfall effect. The pratfall effect reveals that making mistakes or showing imperfections can actually increase our attractiveness and approachability to others. This is because perfection can be intimidating or unattainable, while errors make us more human and relatable. For example, stumbling or making a small blunder in public can elicit empathy and warmth towards us, rather than judgment. This principle encourages us to accept and embrace our imperfections, recognizing them as an integral part of our humanity. 5. Daydreaming. Daydreaming is a common mental activity that can have positive effects on our creativity and problem-solving abilities. Studies show that people who indulge in mental wanderings tend to be more creative and better at finding innovative solutions. This phenomenon occurs because daydreaming allows us to explore scenarios and ideas outside the boundaries of rigid logic, paving the way for new connections and insights. 6. Body language and direction of feet. Body language, particularly the direction of the feet, can reveal a lot about a person's true interest in a conversation. If someone's body is facing you but their feet are pointing elsewhere, it might indicate disinterest or a desire to leave. This awareness can help us better read social situations and understand when it might be time to change the topic or conclude a dialogue. 7. Kuleshov effect. The Kuleshov effect demonstrates how the mind creates connections between unrelated scenes. In a cinematic experiment, the same facial expressions were perceived differently depending on the context in which they were shown. This teaches us how context can drastically influence our interpretation of emotions and situations, highlighting the importance of context in communication. 8. Survivorship bias. Survivorship bias leads us to evaluate people based primarily on their success, overlooking their failures. We tend to see success as an indicator of survival ability and competence, neglecting the fact that successful people can also have failures and difficulties. This reminds us to look beyond appearances and assess people more equitably. 9. Contagious yawning. Contagious yawning is a fascinating phenomenon that demonstrates how certain behaviors can be unconsciously influenced by the presence of others. If you think someone is watching you, yawning can be a simple way to check. If the person yawns in response, it's likely they were indeed looking at you. This phenomenon highlights the unconscious influence we can have on each other. 10. Pratfall effect. The pratfall effect shows how vulnerability and mistakes can make us more likable and accessible to others. When someone makes a mistake or shows imperfection, we tend to feel empathy and become closer to that person. This reminds us that we shouldn't be afraid to show our humanity and that sometimes, being imperfect can actually improve our interpersonal relationships. These insights are just a part of what we've explored in our video. For a more complete understanding and to discover all 32 psychological tricks, subscribe to the Quick Wealth channel on YouTube. Click the bell to stay updated on our latest content and leave a like if you find these topics intriguing. Join us to further explore the fascinating world of psychology and discover how these insights can be applied in everyday life. Remember, every subscription and like helps us grow and bring you more interesting and useful content. Don't miss the opportunity to be part of our community on Quick Wealth channel, where psychology meets everyday life.